Jared Howard, Fox News. Jared, thank you very much. The Biden administration keeping up great gas this summer by releasing 1 million barrels of oil from the nation's reserve. Move comes ahead of the summer driving season and the November election. Biden administration also moved to release oil from the nation's reserves ahead of the 2022 midterms after gas hit a record high that year. Well, the Biden administration rolling out a crackdown on
River Road. This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Energy and Natural Resources Committee is holding hearings today. The American Electric Power Company president and CEO Benjamin Fowke telling senators President Biden's push to require coal plants to capture 90% of their carbon pollution by 2032 would pull the plug on many of them.
While it might be a viable technology, a proven technology in the future, it's not today.
The administration is hoping to significantly reduce the U.S. carbon footprint to combat climate change by also offering tax incentives to consumers who buy electric cars. Committee Chairman Joe Manchin is concerned an increase in the number of EVs could overburden the U.S. power grid. On Capitol Hill, Ryan Schnells, Fox News. And there's bipartisan condemnation of the International Criminal Court that said the ICC said it's seeking arrest warrants against Hamas leaders, as well as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. President Biden condemning the move. Republican lawmakers also critical of the ICC.
Double standard all the way. I think everybody can read through this.
Forcing people into electric cars.
I think everybody in Hill saw this coming. Nothing's going to happen from it. Netanyahu, they're at war over there. That he was attacked. He's fighting back.
That's Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville. U.S. continues to supply Israel with billions in military and other aid. On Wall Street, pretty good day. Stocks finishing in the green. The Dow up about 66 points. We'll have more in your business news at 12 after. In the meantime, it's time for sports. We're going to check in with Joe Morgan. He's standing by. We'll have that for you live and more of your top stories.
Sports at 5 and 35 past every hour on Fox News Headlines 24/7. The latest is coming up next.
You're listening to SiriusXM Radio.
This portion of Fox News Headlines 24/7 is brought to you by Gate One Travel. Experience more of the world for less. Visit GateOneTravel.com to find your next adventure.
5 minutes now past the hour. How about we check out sports? Let's go live to Joe Morgan. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Tom. Russell Wilson is on his third team in the last 4 seasons, and the Super Bowl champion talked today about playing for the legendary Steelers franchise.
Same game that you always loved, when you're a young kid, you dream about these moments like this. Be a Pittsburgh Steeler, and I remember watching guys like Ben Roethlisberger, some other all-time greats in the past too as well. Watching Coach Cowher, watching the tradition here.
That was courtesy of the Steelers. Wilson is looking to start fresh after his time in Denver did not go as planned. In his first season as a Bronco, Wilson had career lows in completion percentage and touchdowns as Denver went 5-12. In his second year under Sean Payton, Wilson was benched with 2 weeks to play in the season and eventually was released in March. Pittsburgh signed Wilson to a 1-year deal. In other NFL news, less than a month after being shot in the leg, Texans wide receiver Tank Dell participated in team OTAs.
Happy for Tank to get back out there. Went through a very tragic situation. Just happy that he's here, happy that he's back out. Being able to do what he loves doing is playing football. So it's fun to see him running around, right? Being the same player he's been before, just making plays, right? Being a dynamic player for us. So everyone is excited to see Tank back out.
That was courtesy of the Texans as head coach DeMeco Ryans spoke to the media today. Dell suffered a minor injury in Sanford, Florida, after a teenage gunman injured 10 people following an altercation, according to authorities. And Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark has another endorsement deal. Clark has signed a multi-year partnership with Wilson, according to Boardroom. Clark, who joins as an ambassador, will have a signature basketball collection, joining just one other athlete to have a collaboration with the company, Michael Jordan. While Clark's college career was filled with winning, her professional career is off to a rough start. The Indiana Fever are 0-4 to start the year after falling to the Connecticut Sun for a second time on Monday night. That's your sports on Fox News Headlines 24/7. I'm Joe Morgan.
Well, all right. Well, I'm sure she'll find her footing. Thank you very much, Joe. Coming up, Department of Justice taking aim at one state over that state's effort to impose penalties and prosecute those in the state illegally.
Explore AAPI Voices, uplifting every corner of the culture on their own SiriusXM channel. AAPI now throughout Asian American Pacific Islander heritage Nature's Blend, plus receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/Fox or text Fox to 511-511. Text Fox to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Have you heard? Sling TV offers the news you love for less. Hey, wait. You look and sound just like me. I am you. I'm the same news programs on Sling TV for less. You mean you're me, but for less money. A lot less. I'm all the favorite news programs and more on Sling TV starting at just $40 a month. Everything great about me, but for less money? Which makes me greater, don't you think? Get the news you love and more for less. Start saving today. Visit sling.com to see your offer. Sling.
Now, the Department of Justice is suing Oklahoma. This over a state law that seeks to impose criminal penalties on immigrants living in the state in violation of immigration law, living in the state illegally. The lawsuit is challenging Oklahoma. Punishable in the laws there, punishable up to 2 years behind bars to live in the state without legal immigration status. Similar laws also passed in Texas and Oklahoma. They're already facing legal challenges from the Biden administration. An upside-down American flag displayed at the home of Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito was on the flagpole. This actually happened a few years back, but right now drawing a whole lot of ire, getting plenty of national attention and condemnation. Fox's Grinnell Scott.
Democrats on Capitol Hill are using words such as alarming and outrageous to describe the flag display at the Alito home. The sign of distress that dates back to the nation's founding was a symbol used by the Stop the Steal movement. Republican Senator Lindsey Graham said he disagreed with Democrats who say Justice Alito should recuse himself from January 6th matters, but
I think it was a mistake, but I'll leave it up to them to explain.
Democratic Senator Dick Durbin, chair of the Judiciary Committee, says there are no plans for a hearing about this, but he is in favor of the justice's recusal from matters involving former President Trump. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani pleading not guilty to 9 charges stemming from his role in an effort to overturn Donald Trump's 2020 election loss in Arizona. The Arizona authorities tried unsuccessfully for several weeks to actually serve Giuliani a notice of indictment. He was finally served Friday night as he was walking to his car after his 80th birthday celebration in Florida. Let's go to California, a state with plenty of rules and regulations. California's highest court will now weigh in on a law that treats app-based Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, you name it. They treat them as contractors as opposed to employees.
The California Supreme Court will hear arguments against Proposition 22, a voter-approved ballot measure which classifies rideshare drivers and delivery drivers as independent contractors, not employees, meaning they aren't legally entitled to minimum wage, sick pay, or overtime. Sponsored by big gig companies Lyft, Uber, Instacart, and DoorDash, Prop 22 is the industry's response to a state law which codified a state Supreme Court decision that would require the companies to classify those workers as employees. Nearly 60% of voters approving it in 2020. Rideshare drivers and state union representatives are challenging it, some calling it unconstitutional. Kristen Goodwin, Fox News.
More information has come out about the trial of the wife of a senator who is accused of corruption, made money through one of the men who's now on trial alongside her husband. Of course, talking about Senator Bob Menendez.
A man who worked for Wael Hana told jurors that he drafted up documents describing a mortgage loan, money from Hana to Nadine Arslanian, Senator Bob Menendez's girlfriend at the time. She would later become his wife. The man who wrote up the documents, John Moldovan, said Nadine was upset that she was expected to pay back the money. A memo line on the cashier's check to her said loan. But Moldovan also said a contract hiring Nadine to work for Hana said she'd be making $10,000 a month, but he said he never saw her actually work for the company. He also testified he never heard Senator Menendez's name mentioned. Hana is also on trial with Menendez, accused of bribing the senator to help his business. Hana's attorney has said he and Nadine were like brother and sister and helped each other. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Well, we're now at 12 minutes past the hour. That, of course, means it's time for your Fox Business News. Let's turn things over to Hillary Barsky.
Stocks ending higher with the NASDAQ and S&P 500 notching new record closes as investors weighed new comments from Fed officials for clues on interest rate cuts. Tech was the best performing sector, with Microsoft leading the charge. Its stock rose 1% on momentum related to the company's latest artificial intelligence announcements. NVIDIA closing at a record level. The chipmaker and AI darling will be releasing its financial results on Wednesday, which is likely to trigger significant improvement retailer beat sales and earnings expectations in its first quarter, but warned that consumer demand won't improve this year. Shareholders equipment company Peloton falling 6% after the company said it's refinancing its debt and gaining access to more credit. Peloton stock surged during the pandemic, but has since lost its luster, falling 45% since the start of this year. Business news, twice an hour on Fox News Headlines 24/7. I'm Hillary Barsky.
Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards concert tickets for your daughter to see that singer who sings about painful breakups. And one song will inspire your little beauty to break up with that beast she's dating, Brian. Instead, she'll date someone who's nice and worthy of her love, not someone who addresses you and your spouse as bro. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com.
That is not hard to
Progressive
drive.
Insurance Company and affiliates not available in all states.
Travel is great, but planning for travel can be time-consuming and difficult. That's where One Travel comes in. With One Travel, you'll find everything you need to book the perfect trip. Flights, hotels, cars, transportation, it's all right there. With One Travel, book online, via app, or even pick up the phone and talk to a travel advisor ready to help you make your selections. Visit onetravel.com/Sirius or call 1-888-217-2722. Plan it, book it, live it. One Travel.
Now taking a look at your Fox weather, a series of large violent tornadoes striking Iowa today, causing significant destruction in some rural communities. Portions of Iowa, northwestern Illinois, southeastern Minnesota, western Wisconsin were placed under a particularly dangerous situation. A tornado watch is in effect for those areas as well as others in the nation's midsection.
Fox News headlines 24/7, every 15 minutes, right here, right now. This is Sirius XM channel 115.
Fox News, I'm Tom Graham. The jury is expected to return next week in Donald Trump's hush money trial after both sides arrested. Prosecution and defense debated before Judge Juan Merchan ahead of leaving the courtroom today.
Lawyers on both sides debated about the instructions that will be given to the jury after closing arguments and before deliberations begin, when they will decide if Trump is guilty or not.
Fox's Nate Foy, severe weather threatening several states in the nation's midsection, including portions of Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. That includes the potential for tornadoes. Fox Weather's Max Gordon.
Lawyers on both sides debated about the instructions that will be given to the jury after closing arguments and before deliberations begin, when they will decide if Trump is guilty or not.
Obviously, Max Gordon. Several tornadoes, meantime, spotted this afternoon in Iowa.
Fox News headlines 24/7, keeping you informed with headlines every 15 minutes. America is listening to Fox News headlines 24/7.
Sirius XM Radio.
I was afraid to cut the cord, but once I did, I couldn't believe it took so long to do it. Paying too much for my cable bill had become a bad habit. I either wasn't getting what I wanted or never knew where to find any of my favorite shows until it was too late. Plus, the prices just kept going up. Thankfully, I discovered a new way to watch, called Philo. For just $25 a month, I can catch all my favorite shows on networks like BET, MTV, and TLC. It even has Nickelodeon for my kids. I can watch anytime I want, anywhere I want. Plus, Philo lets me have up to 3 streams at once, so everyone can watch what they want at the same time. Throw in the unlimited DVR that saves all my favorites for up to a year, and this really is the best deal in TV. I just wish I hadn't waited so long. Sound too good to be true? Well, try it out for yourself, and you'll see why people who love TV love Philo. Go to philo.tv, that's philo.tv, and start your 7-day free trial now.
This portion of Fox News Headlines 24/7 is brought to you by ClaimDoc. Visit ClaimDoc online to start saving on your group health insurance.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Let's talk international news in the not-so-friendly skies. One person has been killed, another seriously hurt after an airplane hit severe turbulence. Fox's Jonathan Savage.
This was a Singapore Airlines flight from London to Singapore. The Boeing 777-300 diverting to Bangkok in Thailand after strong turbulence. Data suggests the aircraft dropped 6,000 feet in around 3 minutes. It was carrying 211 passengers and 18 crew. The airline says it's working with authorities in Thailand to provide medical assistance. Video shows a line of ambulances streaming to the aircraft and transferring passengers off the runway. Singapore Airlines also sending its deepest condolences to the family of the deceased. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
So Ukraine expanding who can enlist in its army. Fox's Alex Hogan.
New bold attempts to bolster Ukraine's front lines. Legislation came into effect over the weekend, making it easier to find conscripts and fine those who avoid the draft. New policies would also give financial incentives to soldiers, like money to buy a house. Critics say that the Ukrainian government simply cannot afford that, especially with the lack of ammunition on the front lines. Because of the need for more manpower, the drafting age was recently lowered from 27 to 25, and another bill now allows prisoners the right to fight. In London, Alex Hogan, Fox News.
Israel's communications minister ordering the government to return cis camera equipment to the Associated Press after blocking its live video of Gaza. Israeli officials seized the equipment after accusing the news organization of violating a new media by providing the images to the Qatar-based Al Jazeera. Now, the U.S. military and international aid organizations are working to get aid to Gaza. Fox's Kevin Dorensky has this.
The UN has suspended food distribution in Rafah due to lack of supplies. Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Patrick Ryder says over 500 metric tons of aid have been brought ashore via the pier built off the coastline, and that
we do anticipate that assistance will be distributed in the coming days.
Several trucks did not make it to their destinations over the weekend after being intercepted, leading to conversations between the U.S., Israel, the UN, and aid organizations about changes that need to be made.
To identify alternative routes for the safe movement of staff and cargo.
Ryder says the amount of aid will increase over time.
The goal, of course, is to get this humanitarian assistance to the Palestinian people who need it most.
Kevin Dorensky, Fox News.
Hundreds of hostages, mostly women and children, were held captive for months or years when a armed extremist in northeastern Nigeria are rescued. They were freed during a days-long military operation in Sambisa Forest. The freed hostages were transported to the Borno State Government House, where authorities will look after them until they go home. Well, we are coming up on your entertainment and trending news. We're going to check in with Michelle Molina. We'll have that for you straight ahead. And one celebrity not happy with artificial intelligence. We'll tell you why. That's straight ahead here on Fox News Headlines.
Transform your environment and melt into music channels curated to calm. Fade into the lo-fi haze of chill hop, or lose yourself in the electronic ambiance of tranquil. Explore these channels and more across Sirius XM and in the Sirius XM app.
Owner-operators, it's time to get a truck that works as hard as you do. SFI has a lineup of brand new 2025 and 2024 Freightliners in stock and on the way. A new fuel-efficient truck from SFI can lower your business's operating costs and put more money in your pocket with cost-saving features, advanced safety technology, and factory direct warranties. Check out our inventory of new trucks and apply today at sfitrucks.com. That's sfitrucks.com.
At Skechers, we put the S in comfort. Wait. Skechers put the S in comfort? Yes. Comfort you have to feel to believe. Skechers, we put the S in comfort. Let me try. Okay, I'm just stepping in and... Oh, wow. Skechers put the S in comfort.
Duh. We told you. Find Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Now time for your entertainment and trending news.
I'm Michelle Polino. Dwayne Johnson's upcoming drama is a good fit for the former wrestling champ. The Smashing Machine, directed by Benny Safdie, co-stars his Jungle Cruise partner Emily Blunt, and stars Johnson as legendary MMA fighter Mark Kerr, who struggled with addiction and his marriage while becoming an icon of the sport. Blunt is starring as Dawn Staples, Kerr's wife. The film is currently in production. While Johnson looks typically ripped as Kerr, he also appears to be sporting some facial prosthetics to help him transform into the MMA legend. Kerr was a two-time UFC heavyweight tournament champion. Over the course of his career, he won over 24 MMA titles. As yet, no release date has been announced for the film. Streaming activity for Sean Diddy Combs has taken a dive since he has been accused of assault and harassment. When comparing numbers from Combs' catalog in the first week of December, 2 weeks after his ex Cassie Ventura sued him with streams of his catalog during the week ending May 16th, there was a 51.8% drop for songs under his stage name Diddy, according to Luminate, which tracks music streams and sales. As Puff Daddy during that same period, he saw a similar drop of about 48.3%. Former President Trump is calling a film about his early years pure fiction and vowed legal action. The film, The Apprentice, made its premiere at the Cannes Film Festival and details his rise to fame in the 80s. Following its premiere Monday, Trump campaign spokesperson Stephen Chung said in a statement that the Trump team will file a lawsuit to address the blatantly false assertions from these pretend filmmakers. Chung continued, "This garbage is pure fiction, which sensationalizes lies that have long been debunked." But the film's director has offered to privately screen the film for the former president. The film stars Sebastian Stan as Donald Trump and Jeremy Strong as Roy Cohn, the McCarthy-era Republican and political fixer. That's what's trending in Hollywood. Michelle Polino, Fox News.
All right, Michelle Polino, thank you very much. And I'm Tom Graham for Fox News Headlines 24/7, Sirius XM Channel 115. Well, a former employee is suing the city of Minneapolis. Patty Day is seeking more than $9 million in damages. The former Public Works Department worker says that disgraced police officer Derek Chauvin pulled her from her minivan and pinned her to the ground with his knee in January of 2020, 4 months before he killed George Floyd. She's seeking, again, $9 million in damages. Another celebrity joining the growing list of Hollywood actors calling out artificial intelligence over alleged intellectual property violations. Fox Business Network Susan Lee has this.
Actress Scarlett Johansson is now lawyered up and says that she's reviewing her options after OpenAI's new voice assistant, ChatGPT 4o, which she says sounds a lot like her. Remember, she starred in the film of the same name, voicing the AI assistant that the lead actor falls in love with. Well, Johansson says that last September, I received an offer from Sam Altman, who wanted to hire me to voice the current ChatGPT 4o system. And she says after much consideration and really for personal reasons, I declined the offer. And when I heard the release demo, I was shocked, angered, and in disbelief that Mr. Altman would pursue a voice that sounded so eerily similar to mine.
Well, OpenAI CEO Sam Altman telling Fox Business that the actress whose voice that particular model had been hired, telling Fox Business that the actress whose voice that he hired before he even reached out to Johansson, saying that she never intended to sound like Johansson or mimic her in any way. Well, Takaru Kobayashi, a Japanese food-eating legend who won 6 consecutive Nathan's hot dog eating contests, well, apparently he's retiring at the age of 46 from all food challenges. His retirement, announced in a new Netflix documentary called Hack Your Health, The Secrets of Your Gut, is after doctors discovered his brain had become repelled by highly processed foods.
I'm Ashley DeVorco with a Fox Celebrity Profile with filmmaker David Leitch, director of The Fall Guy, who says Ryan Gosling goes all in as a stuntman in the new action comedy.
Ryan is not afraid to share the spotlight with the stunt performers on this movie because that's what this movie is about. It's a celebration of that. But that being said, like, we dragged him across the Harbor Bridge at 30 miles an hour on the back of a garbage truck. He rode on the top hood of the truck at, 35, 40 miles an hour. Like, those are all real stunts.
Before making his directorial debut with 2014's John Wick, Leitch built his career as a stuntman.
It means a lot to me, having been a stunt performer for 20 plus years, and like that I could get to celebrate the sort of community that I came from.
He says these specialized skills on camera can be dangerous, but also rewarding.
You are the cool guys on set oftentimes, and you get a lot of access to, observing and watching, and like, it's fun to be, you get a nice round of applause when you do your stunt.
Ashley DeVorkin, Fox News.
Get all of your favorite Fox News podcasts commercial-free on Apple Podcasts with Fox News Podcasts Plus. From Dana Perino, Kennedy, Ben Domenech, The Duffys, and many more. Subscribe now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com.
Attention investors, there's a major real estate correction happening. I'm investing in it, and you should too. My name's Grant Cardone, CEO of Cardone Capital, where we manage $4 billion of institutional quality real estate and partner with regular, everyday investors just like yourself. You get all the benefits of great real estate without any of the headaches. I find the deal, negotiate it, buy it, approve it, collect the rent, and on the 15th, distribute cash flow to our investors. We have a proven model distributing over $300 million to our 13,000 investors. At Cardone Capital, we target 12 to 15% IRR, 6% cash flow, and we buy the best markets, best location, below replacement costs, and cash flow positive at close. To see if you qualify, go to cardonecapital.com. That's cardonecapital.com to see if you qualify.
Individual results may vary. There's no guarantee that past performance will be indicative of future results. Invest wisely. See full disclosure at cardonecapital.com.
Fox Weather.
I'm Fox Weather meteorologist Stephen Morgan with the latest from America's Weather Center. A regional outbreak of severe weather is increasingly likely this evening from western Iowa to parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, and Missouri. Storms from this morning led to a flood threat, but additional